Derrel Jazz Johnson here, MSG Varsity, Fathers and Sons, RazJazzSports.com. Here with Brooklyn Nets radio announcer Chris Carrino. Chris, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Derrel. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well. So you took the trip here with the Nets from Jersey. First off, how do you think the move is working out here to Brooklyn?
Oh, I think it's gone beyond expectations. You know, rarely does something get hyped as much as this move was, but I think the reaction of the people here in the borough and people that come here night in and night out has been beyond, I think, the expectation level of the team, and that expectation level was pretty high. So I think from a standpoint of this team playing well here, getting great support, and you know I'm connected to the borough through my family, and my wife's family is here, and to see the excitement and the pride in the Nets and in the borough throughout the borough has been astonishing.
Let's talk about the team. It's been obviously an up and down season. They started off great, didn't hit a low with under Coach Avery. Now they've just had their first two-game losing streak under Coach Carlissimo, the interim coach. Where do you think the team is right now?
Well, I think you're going to have your ebbs and flows of every season. There's going to be ups and downs. It's a long season. A lot of your success oftentimes is dependent on your schedule, you know, your opponents, and, you know, when you get key injuries. I think this team had a very difficult stretch schedule-wise in December, and that showed in that 3-10 stretch that they had. They made the coaching change. Whether or not that was something that had to happen, or I think, though, in January, whether it was a new voice or, you know, PJ has done a great job in really getting through to these guys. But the schedule lightened up a little bit as well, and I think they were able to get some practice in. They got some guys back a little healthier, and they played well, and they did a good job. Now you get to a stretch where they had some difficult games on the road. You know, the few games here against Memphis last Friday and against Houston on Saturday, the team was playing their second and third games in 4 nights and on the road and against good opponents in the Western Conference. So you're going to have your ups and downs to every point of the season. The key to be successful is to make sure that any lulls you have, any difficult stretches you have, don't extend for a long period of time. And that happened when the Nets had that losing streak in December. So if they can right the ship with some home games starting here tonight against Orlando, I think things will be fine. It's a team that has a lot of depth, that has shown that they can overcome little nagging injuries here and there because of the just plethora of extra players they have sitting around. In fact, it's made it difficult to figure out a rotation for this team. But I think overall it's still a team that will finish in the middle of the pack in the Eastern Conference, and is going to be a team that, you know, in the playoffs can be very dangerous because they're a good half-court team. They've got some veteran players who've been through the playoff wars. I think if they can get there, I think they'll do very well.
Should Brook Lopez have been named to the AllStar team as a reserve?
Yeah, I think he has. I think whenever you're the leading scorer at your position, I think you deserve consideration for the All-Star team. I think it hurt him that they made all the front court positions one, and they didn't make it a center position per se. I think if they still had a center position in the All-Star voting, he would have been an All-Star. Maybe not voted in, but certainly the coaches would have sent him there, although there were some other centers taken ahead of him. But I think Brook, and I was disappointed for Brook in the standpoint of, I know how hard he's worked to overcome the injury, to get back in shape. He's a very competitive guy. I think the way he's played, handling all the adversity, the trade rumors that were flying around, I thought he was very deserving of being an All-Star. Now with Rajon Rondo out with the injury, they're going to have to name another guy to the All-Star team. I don't know if they'll go with another guard or maybe just the next deserving guy, but I would hope Brook Lopez gets consideration there.
Finally, tell us a little bit about your foundation.
Well, the Chris Carrino Foundation for FSHD is an organization we started back in 2011. I suffer from a type of muscular dystrophy called FSHD, or facioscapulohumeral dystrophy. We raise money to try and get research. People that haven't been researching this disease is a very underfunded disease in terms of research, and we have a project going on. We're trying to spur more projects for research, and we're trying to raise awareness that will hopefully get others involved in setting up research with us and whatever it may be, to try and get people interested in finding a cure and a treatment for FSHD. And then on my personal level, you know, trying to let people know that I am functioning with it, that I've achieved my dreams despite having it, and hopefully that'll help others who may be suffering from something else or those suffering with FSHD and try and inspire them any way that I can.
Thank you. Well, I will say this: you've inspired me, and I had a mother who suffered from multiple sclerosis. She passed away a year ago this past Thursday, but it is great to see you living your dream, and it's wonderful. And you have fans like me, and I'm sure lots more watching you. Thanks a lot, Chris.
I appreciate it. Thank you.